I'm looking at this retrofit, and I see this is a joke because the floor itself is cracking all up. I'm going to map it a bit. The floor itself is failing. So they're retrofitting in a location that's not doing anything. Your floor is failing, not the beams. The floor is. I'm looking for the fractures in the beams. Where they strip them down, the fractures in these beams like this. Anywhere there, and there are none presented to us. So where are they? Zoom in. Where are these fractures in the beams that they're making stronger? But I see the floor above. It's all been patched, these patches, and it's just a junk floor. So they're trying to enlarge the critical shear zone, the hedge, and the beams, extend the beams out to give it more support. But the issue is that they're not showing. These beams are not showing as failing. Let's see if I zoom in there. There might be some rust right here. There might be some rust right there. But I see a flat ceiling. Alright, so I'm just looking around. I see a flat ceiling there. I don't see it fracturing or deflecting. Yeah, and then they're also going to do it to the back wall there. As you can see, I can't zoom in much. But they prepped it, they ground it down to the surface, and looks like they're going to do something similar. They're making it larger with no stirrups on that back one yet. So let's say they still got to go. But this one, they stirruped it, and looks like they anchored it to the column also, which would then give you your larger column that you can now make a larger beam on top of, which they're doing there, just extending the beam. I think it's ridiculous. And then on the bottom there, it looks like this might be an upper floor. Is that another beam, the cross beam there? It looks kind of hollow down there, but it looks like grade. If you look outside the door behind these people, it looks like that's the grade behind them. So this seems like a yeah, it's great. I see grass behind there, or whatever, soil, debris, brush. So there they look like they braided some area. Workers apparently presenting to vertical reinforcement. Alright, so an easier way is if the column is strong, would just be to put steel next to the column. Steel to the column, and then steel out here, and then bracket it like that. And now your load's coming back into the column, and you can do that in all 4 locations. Let's do that. Let's do this. It's no, let's back that up. Let's add place it with some steel there. Some steel on the face. And then steel here. And it doesn't give you a wider profile for the flooring, but it reinforces your beams you have. But I don't see the beams are failing, and that's all they're doing here. They're reinforcing the beams and making the beams have a larger critical shear zone, if you will. But the floor itself, or the ceiling, whatever this is, it's just pieced together. It's hodgepodge. It's that hand mix thing going on with the buckets. And then they wound up trying to chase their tail now. I'm looking at the floor below if I can get anything more precise on the floor below. Cannot really. Could be soft concrete, very, very weak. They just punched right through it to run their reinforcement into the beam. I'm sorry, I think that's the floor. So for a little bit of clarification, I think the beam, okay, Bruce, my cat, the beam stops here, and right at that line is the cold joint where they probably had some links like that across the beam. Like that, you would hope. And that's the floor on top of it, connecting it down to this cold joint here. So this cold joint would be here. And then floor went on top. So they just punched through it. And look at that concrete right there. It's just, what you notice is that there is no steel in this. I don't notice steel here. Or they happen to punch through concrete right here. And it happened to miss all the steel that would have come from the flooring to come over. I don't observe it. And it's not saw cut. You can see it's just a raggedy punch through concrete. It's just punched through. It's not a saw cut. So there's no reinforcement on the floor coming over here. So to what end? What are they doing here? Let's look over to your left. There's a bigger hole there. There's no rebar that's presented in that floor above or ceiling, whatever it might be. There's none of it presented. So what the hell are they doing? And where is the reinforcement for the ceiling or floor, whatever it may be? And then you have these, I don't know if they're supposed to be epoxied into the ceiling. These vertical pieces of steel. Some of them go all the way up. Some of them just punch through these holes, and I don't know what's on the other, how that works on the other side. Looks like they took some number 8 1-inch reinforcement and bent it up twice. There's 1, there's 2. I'm sorry, so there'll be 1 there and 1 there. I'll follow it down. There are 2 of them, and you see the elbow there. Then it looks like a third one, just like a hanger. So it's a cluster of 3 of them tied together. So let's see, 1, 2. And 3, so the concrete's got to go around it to get bond. How far are they going to go out? I don't know that. How far is the formwork going to go out? I think this is just a clusterfuck. It's just junk. I can't tell if they linked into the columns, and oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, they did. So I think it's here, here, here. They just ran rebar. I don't know how they did a rebar pull-out test to see how strong it is, but nevertheless, it looks like it's not just contacting. It might be. Well, hell, who knows with these people, but it might be drilled and epoxied. They surface prepped it, like I said, to what end did they do damage also prepping it? It almost looks like they used a scarifier on it. But why scarify? Why scarify this, and then not this section behind it? Why not that concrete or this concrete here? They scarify this on the side. But this is not how they're going to get a grinder behind it. So this has been scarified. Part of that's been scarified here, but not here. On the back one, I mean the back image, it looks like they did do the face of that. But here, No. Looks like just smooth concrete. So I give this an F. No idea, the intentions are what. Look at the ceiling again. I'm gonna end it with the ceiling. Look at the ceiling all cracked up. No reinforcement coming across it. It looks like they use a jackhammer to go through it, and this is just chasing your tail on shit work. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.